So today we're looking at GuruFocus.com. It's one of those financial websites that you get a lot of information for free, and you can also set up a subscription service. Now, there's a lot of information on this. So you've got articles. Let's do the menu. So you've got lots of different menus here. There's lots of information that you can go through in your own time. You've got articles, market news, traders that will talk about individual stocks, effectively, where the day change status is, and then you can select them in relevant months. Interestingly, you can look at the sector performance for a day so that you can actually determine where the money is made and potentially where you could shift. You can also look over a long period of time and see which products have performed pretty well. Interesting. Basic materials, technology, healthcare took a bit of a beating. 3 years, we've got the industrials and financial services. Healthcare taking a bit of a beating. And then we got over 5 years, we've got energy, industrials, financial services. So you can sort of pick your relevant period in time. What you can also do is you can actually say, right, I want to look at just basic materials. So you can see that you've got metals and mining is making the most, agriculture is lagging. Or what you could do is you could say, I want to look at metals and mining. And lo and behold, it will, after a fashion, tell you hopefully it has installed there. There's a lot of data. So, did that not work? Metals and mining. Let's try to get basics. Yeah, metals and mining. So, let's try that once more. Basics. Metals and mining. Yeah, this is what I want. So effectively, after drilling in, you can see that Royal Gold and Freeport over a 3-month period. So you can say, right, this is the one that made me the most. You can go back in time and say, right, that's probably a good one. What about over a year? So you've got MP, which dropped out of it, and you got Anglo Gold, and then over 3 years you've got, you see what I'm getting at, so that you can sort of flash out a week and say which ones have fallen off the cart and which ones may be the ones to invest in to just tick away. This one here seems to be a pretty good one, even though it's gone up exponentially. I don't think you can. Oh, you can click on here and you can see the underlying price. So you can see the underlying price and all the information about it. So let's see if we can go back. Yeah, so we're back. So there's that. You've got your trending stock. So if you've got a trending stock, and it's moving in a positive manner, who's to stop you? So here's more of an indication about sort of where is the projected market returns in relevant countries. So I wouldn't call it insider trading. It's basically the owners and closely related individuals are allowed to buy their own shares. So if you're buying your own shares, either you are buying them from money given to you by the company or your own money. So you need to actually see what they're doing. I mean, if there's more than one person doing it, all well and good. And then you can hover over and then you can say, well, is this something I want to actually put my money in? So you can have basic information. Let's do that again. So, holding company currently composed of three businesses divisions: building solutions, energy services, and investments. So here you've got your treasury yield spread for the 10-year. I don't know. So you can take a lot of these charts and embed them elsewhere. You can get sort of how to utilize the site. Next, the GF value going back in time. And then here what we've got is, high quality, low capital expenditure. So you might want to sort of invest in those particular companies. Gives you a handy idea of where the industry is, relevant market cap, and the current price. And then you've got like a handy heat map. This is always good to so you see in the top corner the change and the market cap, etc. So if you've got like a stock here, I mean, unfortunately, you probably have to find out what the ticker stands for if you're not trading on it. But it gives you an idea of what sort of. It's already, I mean, V is for Visa, but it gives you an idea of sort of where the money is being made or, where the money is being lost. So what they have here is the Schiller PE, which gives you an idea of whether the market is sort of as a basket over or undersold. You've got your Buffett indicator, which effectively says in a different way whether you are oversold. So you're looking, what's this, 2000. So this point here was let's go a little bit back. So 1999, when there was a reasonable crash, you got another crash here, and then here you got taken aback. So potentially you could say there's an imminent probability. That's all we're dealing with is probabilities. That at this point there may be a crash, but if people are still piling in money because there's no alternative, and then a lot of governments and around the world, including US, are buying their own products. So here you've got certain things you've got to pay for. Then you've got other things to pay for. So I don't know if you can read these letters, but it probably tells you. And then it gives you an example of a sample user portfolio. So you can put your own portfolio in here. So you got your Apple, Amazon, Alibaba, Berkshire. So Here you can see what the current or previous stage change is. You've got the what's this, core 500, and then off the back of it, if you've got any alerts, relevant articles, so you can have your own bespoke portfolio, relevant filings that you can actually have a look at. You've got events, and of course, you've got your relevant chart, which will take a reasonable time to load. So the other thing is here we've got your top gainers by a selection of the country. So we can see that some of them have gone up. I would assume because the market's not open, this will be yesterday. So you've got your leaders and laggers. So you can potentially, there's profit taking carrying out here and other places, Palantir and so forth. But you can use this by, depending on what stage they are, you can buy at. Maybe the chart doesn't have a portfolio. So you've got the crypto announcements here, company announcements here. You've got your reporting calendar, so you can then hover over, find out what the share is, and then make a decision. So it has all the relevant charts. It alerts you to when dividends are, so you need to know when dividends are because you don't really want to be sort of trading at that time because it's ex-dividend. And then if there are any strange things going on through a stock split. Now, a stock split can be very good to investigate because it might be a time when companies are interested in trading, because if it's trading on a number of different indexes below, I believe, sort of $5, it can get kicked out. So this could be quite an interesting thing. So you can actually see if there's any other data. So you probably need to investigate what the type of split or inverse split would be, and then depending on the information, you can make your own relevant judgment call. So let's see if this is uploaded. It's not uploading, but the interesting thing I think that people can take away is this, because you can put in your own. So that's what outside of USA. So Asia. So let's do France. So here you've got, over the course of a month, it's basically been a bit of carnage. Over 3 months, you've got your financial services and healthcare that made everything, where in America it's totally different. Healthcare's on the bottom. And here, let's get all yearly up. So you've got your energy, financial services, and real estate, and technology, industrials are flat, and then your utilities. I mean, that could be some way of investigating what's going on. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that in Canada, for most months, basic materials I would expect to be pretty high. So if we go into basic materials and do metals and mining, I mean, it takes a little bit of time to load, and there's no relevant indication. So you've got your Barrett Golds, your Kinross, so that you can look at this and then see if there's any lagger, or the whole principle is there anything that that I've lost? So that I don't know if they do semiconductors in Canada. Let's have a look. So it's just loading. So it says here you can do a 7-day free trial through September the 30th. So maybe that's an idea to actually have a look. So I think it's got a bit confused, and potentially there aren't any semiconductors. So let's try that again. Technology in software. So it's a bit hit and miss. It needs to be tidied up so that what you're selecting comes through. So obviously there is no so let's do healthcare, biotech. It seems that it's just not clearing, and it's not saying potentially it's not working, or they've got no relevant stuff in biotech. So let's go financial services. They must have financial services, or I've broken it. Let's just test that out. So yeah, somehow I've broken it, but yeah, it's a great site. It's a lot of knowledge. I would potentially use it as a beginning of the day, end of the day, to actually find out what is going on. So there we are. Thank you very much for your time. Please subscribe and share, comment, and follow. I'm doing this so that I can get an income while I'm looking for my next role. So thank you very much for your time. Hopefully you're going to comment on whether you find this a tool which you're going to use in the future, but make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much, and